seem like something your child should be able to blow off. But because they haven't accumulated enough perspective to know what's a real threat to their social safety and happiness, and what's just a temporary letdown, they feel these slights in big ways. Feeling like a failure isn't just an uncomfortable part of growing up. It's a necessary and valuable experience. It's how kids learn to cope. It's how they gain perspective. It's how they become more capable, confident, and discerning versions of themselves, not to mention better family and community members. That doesn't make it easy to watch, but knowing what to do and say does make it easier for you and them. We'll get there, but the first thing we need to agree on is this. For kids to learn from their failures, they must trust adults enough to stop hiding them from us. And for that to happen, adults must stop judging kids for messing up in the first place, on every level, from minor setbacks to major F-ups. We need to minimize our own avoidance, masking, and rule bending to protect our kids from the discomfort of their mistakes and embrace what failure can teach us all. Ugh. In an unrelated epiphany, I'm going to need to go to that cardio funk class, aren't I? Impression management. But how is it that some people don't seem to worry about looking like fools at all? They proudly post their latest burn food fiasco on Instagram, or tell all their coworkers about that time they tripped on the stairs and spilled coffee down the front of their crotch before a big presentation, or laugh off being a total slob before anyone can comment on their messy outfit, car, or house. Maybe these people are self-actualized heroes, truly at peace with their shortcomings. These people do exist. And maybe sometimes there's more than meets the eye to this kind of keeping it real. Deflection can be another effective way of avoiding what failure wants to teach us. Regularly sharing little blunders or mishaps can distract people from seeing what you fear are your real failures. Like a magician's sleight of hand, you draw everyone's eyes to the charbroiled cupcake you just posted online, so no one looks too closely at your real insecurities, your relationships, your career, your debt, your self-worth, or any of the imperfect aspects of your messy, normal human life that many of us try to keep hidden. I'm not saying you're under any obligation to broadcast your failures or your child's out to the world. It would be weird if you did. But I am saying that the harder we work to build secrecy around the normalcy of a messy life, the worse we feel. And the worse we feel, the more we fail. Screwing up is nothing to be ashamed of. However, failing to deal with our failures in ways that help us learn and grow has bad consequences. This drive toward projecting an appearance of infallibility will carry into your parenting, not only because your child's failures will be less endearing than a burned cupcake, but also because of what you worry those failures might say about you as much as them. Parental angst is often complicated by fear. First, your fear that their missteps or troublemaking will harm them irreparably, and then your fear that children's failures are more than a reflection on them, but also an indictment of you, the parent. We feel as though we wear our kids' failures like a scarlet F on our chests for our community to judge us by. I hope this book will change that. When your kids are in elementary school, the stakes are a little lower because you've got more time on the back end to work things out before your child heads off on their own, and you're still able to shape outcomes through your rules. If your 9-year-old struggles with getting into fights, you can still make them talk to a counselor, or at least sit in a room with a counselor, or you can still physically remove them from dangerous situations. By middle school, as kids start gaining more autonomy, their setbacks begin to feel higher in stakes. A kid who gets into fights in 7th grade